Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
We have a lot of questions that we want to be answered today. Was he bragging? Was he crying for help? Was he trying to put more notches on his belt to satisfy his deviant appetite? Was this all really an experiment? Was it an experiment? Welcome to BGP. Y'all know what time it is. It's a beautiful day in Southern California. I'm going to give you a warning. What we are going to talk about today is very disturbing. It's very perverted. It was talked about very brazenly, very boldly, very matter-of-factly. Some of the things that you're going to hear is the reason why we don't want to talk about this topic. However, we have to stop being afraid of talking about things that make us feel uneasy. Today, we're going to be talking about a video that was found. Shout out to Anton Daniels. He's a YouTuber. He exposed this video. And the video is entitled... Stand by. I could have been a predator. That R. Kelly energy is different and all-consuming. This video was put out by a millionaire YouTuber who has multiple channels, but he put this video out on his channel called The Lost Kings. And up to date, or right now, that video was flagged because of child safety. For me, it's a remnants of If I Did It by O.J. Simpson. Right? Okay. This topic that we are going to talk about is not children friendly. The man's name is Glendon Cameron. Like I said, he's a YouTuber. He's a millionaire. And he basically opened up this video by greeting the gentleman. And he said he was having a moment of self-reflection. And so he said that he kind of sympathized with R. Kelly. He kind of said that R. Kelly was not a predator. Him and R. Kelly had a similar appetite. Let me backtrack. Right on the heels of R. Kelly being convicted of racketeering and sexual exploitation, do you think this man thought that he could get some clout?
Oh, definitely for clout. Definitely. He thought he said it, that, he didn't get the attention that he wanted it to get. Like, he thought he would get more. He was hoping to go viral.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
So, he wanted attention.
We're going to get into that later. But he said he could have been a predator. And he said when he was doing a Craigslist protocol, I guess something called Hot and Heavy, would that be a sexual ad? Okay, that
absolutely.
He noticed that a lot of the feedback that he was getting for this ad were coming from minor young ladies, 15, 16, 17 years old. And at the time, because he says this happened 30 years ago, he would have been 34 years old because he's 54 right now. And he said that the young women were answering these ads. And he said he typically ignored them, but then he went on to talk about how a 17-year-old woman tricked him. First of all, I see your face, Adrianne. How can a 17-year-old woman trick a 34-year-old man unless he's a little mentally slow? So he went on to talk about how he met this young lady and that he had sex with her multiple times. And he decided he was going to ask her age. No, he didn't. He said he did some research. He said when he picks up these women or sees these women, he does a search. And so he found her on social media and he saw her with all her high school friends. And he was like, oh my. So he called her up and he asked her how old she was. And at the time, she had told him that she was 17. I mean, she was 21 years old. But she was actually 17, and she said that she would be 18 soon. And because they lived in Georgia, the consent age was 16, so he was okay. Now, instead of him stopping having sex with her, he said he had already slept with her 10 to 15 times. The sex was good. She had the body type that he liked. She did everything that he wanted her to do. And he continued to have sex with this young lady from the age of 17 to 22 years old. He said the vagina was delicious. The breasts were perky. And that should have been his clue because when she laid on her back, her breasts never sagged. But he continued to sleep with this woman. Your thoughts, ladies?
He's disgusting.
Sick.
Disgusting. A 34-year-old man at the time, sleeping with a 17-year-old, and he knew she was 17. And even when he found out she was 17, continued to have sex with her. Nasty. I will always think that is nasty.
And I think he changed the ages. I really do.
Well,
I don't believe that.
We're going to get to that. So he is trying to show no responsibility because he said she was very mature for her age. She was a hairdresser. Her parents didn't really check on her. She spent the night, and that's a young lady. That's a young girl that hasn't graduated from high school. She's not mature. She hasn't even begun to be mature. She might be a mature young lady for a 21-year-old. Somewhere in that age range, but there is no maturity in a 17-year-old woman versus a 34-year-old man.
Not at all.
Male.
Predator.
He then went on to say that he talked to a 15-year-old young lady, and he could tell that she was very immature. But she sent him several pictures, naked pictures. And he said he deleted the pictures and he stopped talking to her. What do you say about that?
Don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
Don't believe it at all.
Part of me thinks he asked for them.
I do too.
A part of me thinks he asked for it. Like, send me pictures. Send me a picture of you. Send me a picture like this. Let me see what you look like this. Like, I don't think it was just... Here, let me send these pictures to you of me naked.
Not at all.
Like, I don't think that was, especially because of what he was advertising and the particular community that he was from. I'm pretty sure he asked her to send those pictures.
That is the age group he was looking for. That's who he preyed upon. And that's how he got the pictures that he did. He groomed them into doing whatever he wanted. He is a pervert. He's a pedophile.
For shits and giggles, let's just say that the young lady sent one picture. He didn't shut her down. We know he didn't shut her down because he said he received multiple pictures. And let's just say he did delete the pictures. I believe he may have deleted the pictures after he jacked off, after he got his jollies off of it, and he knew he was going to get in trouble, so he wanted to remove that trace. I believe that he might have did it that way. He basically sat up here on this video and did a cheat sheet. Do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
A mini blueprint on how you can get with these women and not get caught. One of the things that he said is to make sure that their parents are not really involved in their lives. Because what might happen is if they get caught, then the girls are going to sing, or they're going to fold, like he said, like a cheap sheet, and then they're going to start calling the police on them. Exactly.
So he knew that just by saying that, he knew that he was messing with babies. He knew that he was looking for a certain age range. He's admitting that he likes teenagers. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
He knew he was wrong.
But encouraging it at the same time.
And then even going back to them sending the pictures. And the way these young girls think, they want to see, oh, is he going to like it? So they send the first picture. So he rants and raves about how beautiful and this, that, and the other. And then what they do, send 2 or 3 more. And then he rants and raves about that. He knows what he's doing. And they did not send 10 pictures at one time. That's just not how it goes. So, yeah, I don't like him.
He said that normal men don't have this sexual appetite and that he belongs to the kinky community. Whatever that means. And so he said that R. Kelly got caught because he's good looking, he's rich, he's famous, he has a huge appetite for this kind of sex with these younger women, and that he was reckless, and that the reason why he didn't get caught is because he wasn't famous. So he's really admitting to being a pedophile. He's really glad to be able to compare himself to a R. Kelly. He likes the fact that women didn't have a lot of sexual experience because he said it was fun and you could basically do anything that you wanted to do with these women. We talked about virginity. Normally when a man takes a woman's virginity, he's looking to marry that young lady. Men want to be the first one, versus these predators out here, just abusing and sexually exploiting these young ladies. This next little thing that he talked about can't get as explicit, and I'm going to try my best to explain it. He said a white woman, a mother, answered his ad, and she asked him, was he a black bull? And he replied, yes. So, my nosy butt, I didn't know what a black bull meant. So I found the definition. A black bull is a strong, muscular, sexually voracious black man who enjoys dominating any thick, married white woman with his grotesquely long, fat, and veiny black penis. A black bull's entire existence is to black breed these married white women with his potent seed. While her white husband watches, his wife gets impregnated by the savage black bull. Because a black bull has a very big penis and has large, full, and heavy black balls, it only takes one time to successfully breed a thick, married white woman. Once this fool answered yes, that he was a black bull, the white lady said she wanted him to train her daughters. She had 2 daughters, 16 and 17 years old, and that they were later on thinking about breeding these young ladies. So he paid them a visit. And after talking to the lady, he dropped his drawers, he pulled out his penis and told her to suck it. And she did. In front of her 2 minor daughters, 16 and 17 years old. Then he said he proceeded to have sex with this mother, because I don't know if she was married, on the couch while her 16 and 17-year-old daughter watched. Nope, let me back up. After she sucked his penis, she told one of the daughters to come over here and suck the penis. After the daughter sucked the penis, then they passed it to the next daughter, and she put his penis in her mouth as well. Then they proceeded to have sex on the couch while the daughters watched, and he said it was a beautiful thing, and the lady came, and she just,
she never climaxed
she
before.
never climaxed before, blah, blah, blah. And then he said the daughters had sex with him. And it's what's really disgusting and terrible about this situation. One of the daughters was a virgin. One of the daughters was complaining that it hurt. She was in pain. And he said eventually she grew to enjoy it. And one of the daughters was really a freak, And he continued to sleep with the mother
and the
daughters. Your thoughts, ladies?
Absolutely disgusting. And I hope and pray at this point that has been exposed, that he is being investigated, because that is crazy. And if this mother actually did that, she need her ass beat. That's just ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
It's sad.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine any of that happening. It seems like it's just unrealistic.
It's gotta be made up.
It makes me question, where is Daddy? And it makes me question, not even question, it low-key makes me a little thankful that certain men have preferences. Go ahead and be that bull, but just stay on out our community. Stay out our community. Do that over there if that's what you like. And please understand, I'm not encouraging abuse. I'm not encouraging assaults. I'm not encouraging that at all. What this man did is wrong and disgusting, and he should be locked up just like his buddy who just was convicted. He should be locked up. The fact that he feels comfortable enough to come on a YouTube channel and discuss it as if it's just normal behavior says a lot about that man's character, millionaire or not. Right. Yeah, it's disgusting.
But here's the thing. It's so many now pedophiles that are out in the open and exposing that is their preference, that they like young children. And it's like a whole little community that they have, that they share different information, and it's just sickening. And at first I thought maybe he just made that up. But I have a family member who is into a lifestyle that is really sick, and just seeing the people that answer some of the ads that he puts out, it's some sick individuals out there that will even put their children up like that. So it could very well be true. But this man, he need to go to jail. He needs to, they need to investigate him they need to investigate him further.
And let it be known that mother and daughter, or mother and daughter's triple duo, whatever, he stated that he had sex with them for years after. Not like a one-time thing, for years to a certain age. And then, he moved on to the next. So, disgusting.
At that point, I cut off the video.
Yeah.
I have a warped sense of humor. I can absorb a lot of things. I can watch a lot of things, but I felt myself almost throwing up in my mouth. I had to pause it. And when I came back to the video, the man, he couldn't even take no more. So there was much more that he wanted to talk about him. I don't know if we can see it in its entirety, but that was about 22 minutes of him being very proud and feeling macho about his accomplishments of being able to have sex with young women. And he also said that young R. Kelly could have any of age beautiful woman in this world, and he chose young women because that was his preference, and that was Glendon's preference as well. So, moving forward, once people caught wind of this video, there was a lot of backlash, as well as a lot of praise and adoration. So, he did a video saying that he knew that Anton was going to do exactly what he did, and that it was an experiment that he said failed.
Experiment.
Yeah, he backtracked and said that it wasn't true that the young minors in the story were actually in their 20s. He claims that some of the stuff he what did he call it? Elaborated on the story. Embellished on the story. He said people do that on YouTube all the time, and that, you know, his plan didn't work. He realized once it wasn't going to go viral by a certain standpoint, it wasn't. And so it all of it isn't true. And what happened was 20 years ago. And again, like Mona said earlier, he's 54. So.
And he said that he could have went kinkier, but he has safeguards. Do you have something to say?
No, go ahead.
Because I'm going to say that the experiment was a success on two sides. Side one, that we found out it's a lot of sexual deviant men out here that co-signed him, applauded him, cheered him on, wanted to be in his shoes because the comment section said it. They didn't see nothing wrong with what he did. He also said in that video, R. Kelly was not wrong because there are young ladies out here. They wanted it. Did he put a gun to their heads? No, he didn't put a gun to their heads, but he held them hostage. He held them against their will. And here's my thing. Even if a 15, 16, 17 young lady is hot in the pants and she egging you on, a man is going to turn her down.
Yeah.
Grown ass man.
A man with some integrity. Like Neisha said, some character.
Exactly.
It's going to be like, girl, if you don't get up out of here, you trying to make me go to jail. So now, if you look in those comment sections, because a lot of YouTubers have covered these, this topic, and Glendon Cameron, you better be trying to look at them names and make sure that you know who these people are. And I think it was a success as well for the predators. He probably can get some people to join this kinky community because they know his get down. They know that they would be safe in his presence if they wanted to do that.
He gave the blueprint.
Yes.
He gave the blueprint for some people who don't know how to recruit babies. He gave the blueprint. This is what you do. Like, he literally went into specifics sitting in that car. I did this ad. I put it in this ad. I ran it for a certain amount of days. I researched. I would get about 15 to 20 calls, and then I would start making my moves. Like, he literally gave them the blueprint.
I would make sure their families weren't involved with them. Them daddies wasn't checking for them.
Right.
They didn't really have no curfew. They was really kind of already out there. So that experiment did work. But then it worked but it backfired too. Because of the outrage. Some people was like, dude, this is some wild stuff.
It is.
It's disgusting.
Somebody said, oh, I'm kind of like that, but you need to keep it to yourself. But he said R. Kelly got busted too because he started to have people go out and get the girls. And he never did that.
He did it on his own.
He had his own little circus. And when you look up the urban definition of circus, it's nasty activity. So he is moving silently. He's doing his dirt by himself. No witnesses. He's nasty. He's disgusting. He's an old-ass pervert. Nobody should follow him. Now, I don't know. And you know he's sick because, like I say, he got 3 or 4 channels, and they're on finance and money. His first YouTubes were about how to make money going to auctions. And he was very successful. But he wanted to follow on the coattails of a convict or a pedophile that had very big charges and think that was going to go okay. And he really let you know he was talking to the men. If you got this appetite, don't go overboard. Here's how you do it. And that's wrong. So I would hope that anybody that listens to this broadcast and finds this dude, Glendon Cameron, You'll see a thumbnail on our video on our video when Neisha uploads it. Shut him down because you don't even want to do business with him as far as finances, and he's been around a whole lot of children.
He sure
And
has.
you don't know whose child he's scoping out.
Yep.
Because you get intimate with your financial advisors.
Yes, you do.
And they almost become family, and you don't know that he's looking at your freaking daughter or your son, because he's a freak. He's a weirdo.
Yes, he is.
He's a weirdo. Final thoughts, ladies.
My thing, I have to say this. It's so much. It's really sad that we are in a society now that, because yes, you want this kind of stuff to come out, that these kind of sick ass people are out here, but at the level that it's coming out, it's like, dang, is anybody like normal these days? It's just weird. One of the biggest things I would say in closing is that, watch your children's social media. Watch what they are looking at. Occasionally take their backpack and go through it. See what's happening, because it's some sick ass individuals out there, and we got to protect our babies, because this dude right here, just his graphic detail of what he's doing, it's almost like he just feels like it's okay.
He does.
Yeah. And that's sad to me. But, you know, our children are more exposed to stuff than we were as kids, you know, with social media being the way it is and technology. This phone right here, they can put flower in the search bar and a vagina picture's going to come up.
Girl,
So
I put in black hair and
Lord.
a sex porn site
See what I'm
came
saying?
up, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Thank you.
because I didn't want that on my history, on
Yeah.
my browser. Anybody be like, "Oh, mama, look at
Right?
that porn and shit,"
Yeah.
and it shocked the hell out of me,
Yes.
you know. So yeah, you're correct. They could put in anything.
So we have to be very mindful of what these kids are watching, what they're looking at, and don't be afraid. They're not grown. Go through their stuff. Look through their stuff. You are saving their lives and keeping them from having these traumatic experiences with these weirdos. And the minute you do find out it's some overaged person, you know, an adult person talking to your kid, address that immediately. Yeah. I can't stress that enough. That this dude got me so heated, man.
Yeah, I just say moms, good moms at that, not these nasty ones that he described. Monitor your children, protect your children. Dads, please, if this is not an indicator that you are needed, men, if this is not an indicator that you are not needed in your children's lives, I don't know what is. Protect your babies, protect your children, because he exposed how easy it is to get to your children. And it wasn't hard. It wasn't difficult. And it was just a simple phone call from an ad, and he could get to you just that quick. And the only reason he would like do a detour and stop or pull back is if he felt like the parents' presence was heavy in their lives. Mm-hmm. So he's looking for broken babies. He's looking for broken children who come from broken homes, who don't have that parent that's around enough to like figure out what's going on and monitor their children. So, you know, please be careful. Please watch over your children. Please tell them that, teach them to do better. Teach them to avoid men like this, and understand that there is some nasty men in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s that will look at your children as sexual objects, or as he called it, appetites, instead of children. So be mindful and protect your babies. And that's it for me.
I'm going to piggyback off of Adrianne and what Neisha said as well. Not only watch their social media, watch them in public. Mm-hmm. Set boundaries for your children. Mm-hmm. Put some parental, what do you call those? Parental tabs on their YouTubes, on their cable television. Give them a curfew. You know what I'm saying? Know where your children are and who they're with. And pop up on them on some occasions. Mm-hmm. Don't let your children stray so far that you can't get to them and you don't know what they're doing. You know, make sure you know what time your babies is coming home at night. When they say good night, mama, you know, get up later on in the night, see if they ain't jumped out the window.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I did some foolishness like this. That was very disgusting. It made me sick. I didn't even want to share it with Neisha and Adrianne. I didn't know if they could stomach it. Because I'm nosy. I'm like, damn, but I still, want to see.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even know that we were going to do this. I thought they was going to be like, oh, hell no, we're not going to do this. Because it started off all bad.
It really did.
And men like this will ruin your children's lives. And we have men out here to think about the fun, and it's no better coochie than new coochie, and her vagina was so tight, and having put their will on this young lady, and they don't even think about how this affects these ladies later on in their lives, socially and sexually. I don't have nothing else to say. You're a nasty man. I want to say that.
Yeah. You deserve to be with your brother R. Kelly. I'll say that.
You do. I don't know what the statute of limitations are. He said he changed the ages. They were much older. But if it's any way that an attorney can get whiff of this and get his ass, get his ass. That concludes our broadcast for today. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us what you think. Until the next episode, BGP, Big Girl Panties. Make sure you got them on at all times, because there's some nasty ones out here. We out.
Bye.